It's not under Olvera. What was another name? What was the other name?
Page 8.
It's Galvan. Sal Galvan.
Good morning, Mr. Galvan. You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. Do you understand? Are you sure, or would you?
He's just a little bit embarrassed of the situation, Judge, of being here for the first time.
Do you prefer a translator or?
Well, I understand what you just telling me, yes.
Okay, we are going to do probable cause. We need to know what happened in the case. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Okay, ready?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. On April 27, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle going 74 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone via radar. He observed the vehicle stop beyond the designated stopping point at a red light and make a wide right turn. The law enforcement officer initiated a traffic stop and observed the defendant to be the sole occupant of the vehicle. The law enforcement officer observed watery, bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of alcoholic beverage. The defendant swayed while standing in place. The defendant's family showed up and stated they drove him home because he was drunk, and they found out he left again, so they went to the location of the stop. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 was reported on the HGN, a 3 out of 8 on the walk and turn, a 3 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The defendant refused consent to provide a specimen, and a blood warrant was obtained and executed.
Any DWIs? Does he have a license?
He does have a license, John.
No prior DWIs, Your Honor. I'm running this license, although.
Mr. Galvan, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Hay suficiente causa para continuar con tu causa, ¿ok? No puedes tomar alcohol, illegal drogas, y te voy a hacer examen. Si tomas o si usas, te pongo en la cárcel. ¿Me entiendes? Tú tienes un abogado, no tienes que venir a la corte hasta que él te dice. Pero si él me dice que no puede contactar y tienes problemas, voy a revocar la fianza. ¿Me entiendes? Tú no puedes manejar si no tienes una licencia y también aseguranza en tu nombre. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
So for now, we will have you sign a reset. Vas a ir con Roxanne de Pretrial Services y ya te puedes ir.
Y no se tiene que presentar para próximas cortes.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
All right, Judge, next is page 3, Castillo. Come on up.
Sorry, that's I need to read the report. What's this?
First, and then he'll sit down and then.
Did you say Castillo?
Yes, Judge, page 3.
Jose Castillo, come up. Do you have an arraignment, counsel? Do you have an arraignment?
No.
No, okay, I see. I'll hit you up next, okay? You are Joe Castillo, is it Jose Castillo? Jose Castillo, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and/or a $500 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 23rd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer observed a vehicle going 77 miles per hour in a 35 mile per hour zone via radar detection and weave in and out of lanes around 4 vehicles, nearly causing a crash. The law enforcement officer briefly lost sight of the vehicle, but found the vehicle parked sideways in a driveway close by. The defendant was still inside the vehicle and admitted to being the driver, but stated he was only going 60 miles per hour.
Okay. Mr. Castillo, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. You run his license, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand? That is a condition of your bond. I'm now also ordering you not to drive in a reckless manner, not to participate in any street takeovers, racing, anything of this nature. And if I find you do, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
It's out of the way, Your Honor.
How old are you, sir? What do you do for a living? Okay. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? You want a court-appointed lawyer?
I'm gonna request a attorney.
Okay. I need you to fill out an application for me. Deputy Miranda is going to give an application. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign and reset, and then I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign all our bond conditions. You understand? Come on. You mind filing those conditions, please?
Yes, Your Honor. That'd be no reckless driving and no driving.
Same
without a
as-
valid license.
And then, no racing, street takeovers, donuts.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Judge, next is page 27, royalty.
Hold on a second. I have, ready?
I found him, yes.
Is it an arraignment?
It's an arraignment.
Last name?
Gallegos.
Page 7.
Oh,
I didn't even have the
Amber.
checked in.
There is also a co-defendant in this case.
Really?
Oh,
It's a DWI.
no. Sorry, you're
Oh,
right.
okay.
Okay, I thought come up.
Oh, that's not mine. I'm over here.
So, who's yours?
He's mine.
All right, do me a favor, have a seat for me right now, we'll call you right back.
this was.
All right, stand.
You are on bond for DWI and you've now picked up a new DWI. Sir. You were charged again. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 24th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a crash. The law enforcement officer spoke with a complaining witness who stated he had gone to the bathroom and heard the defendant crash into the bus. The complaining witness was the bus driver. The complaining witness estimated the damages to be $1,000. Another witness saw the defendant strike the bus, get stuck between the bus and another vehicle, and then exit the driver's side door and try to push the vehicle out. The witness stated after another individual told the defendant they were calling the police, the defendant fled. Another law enforcement officer was alerted to the incident and found the defendant who matched the description given. A witness was able to identify the defendant as the individual driving the vehicle that struck the bus. Another law enforcement officer made contact with the defendant who stated he was coming from an Astros game where he drank. The law enforcement officer observed a moderate odor of alcoholic beverage, glossy eyes, and profuse sweat from the defendant. The defendant refused to cooperate on standard field sobriety tests. The defendant refused to provide a specimen. A blood warrant was obtained and executed.
Mr. Gallegos, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I am now taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive at all. Do you understand me? On one ankle, I'm going to put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. On your other ankle, you will get a GPS monitor and I'm giving you a curfew because I don't want you out in the middle of the night. And if I find that you're out, I will revoke your bond and make it extremely high. He's on bond for this DWI. I'm revoking his bond. You're going to jail today.
Right now?
Right now.
Okay, as far as the monitors, can we
So-
waive the fee?
Absolutely, of
Okay.
course.
Can you get my stuff to my mom?
Yes.
So these are conditions. We'll have him sign now. The GPS monitor prior to release.
Are you setting the bond?
Of course. Mr. Gallegos, I want you to understand something. This is an affidavit that you're going to sign for me, that you're going to promise to me you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If Jesus comes from heaven and needs to ride to church, you drive. I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? I am now also sending notice to DPS that I'm placing a restriction on, you're not allowed to drive, but I'm placing an additional restriction on your license that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. This notice is sent to DPS so that every single officer in the state knows that if you are in a vehicle driving, they pull you over, you don't have an interlock, they will take you to jail. Do you understand? As it stands, you are not allowed to drive for any reason. Okay, we'll have him sign this. We'll put him in back. I'll set the bond and then,
Take my card here and look, I asked you to start moving around. We'll handle this when we get the.
All right, Judge.
get whatever date you want on the new cases.
Okay.
When he posts bond on the, old case, feel free to get in touch with the, and then
Okay.
you could put the date
Just
or
one
whatever.
together.
Yeah,
What are
He-
you setting the bond at? I'll tell it.
5,001.
5,001.
Yeah.
Both cases or just legal?
He just, no. The two new ones, I'm not gonna touch. I'm gonna leave it as is. He's made a bond, so we're only gonna do the old DWI, 5,001. Actually, we're gonna need, he signed conditions now, so when he gets out, he'll
We'll
have,
have those.
yeah,
Okay.
because we'll give him a copy of the conditions now.
Okay,
So they just feel free to let her, whatever date you get,
okay.
after he
And then
gets out,
once
just
it's
get, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Judge, next is page 20, Mendoza, come on up.
Hi, good morning.
Tuesday, the 6th.
Mhm.
Okay.
What was the last name again?
Mendoza?
You're Alexa Mendoza. Miss Mendoza, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 23rd, 2025, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a traffic collision in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle on the fixed rail tracks impaled to the LRV. The law enforcement officer opened the door to check on the defendant, the sole occupant of the vehicle, and observed the defendant to be impaired. The law enforcement officer observed glossy eyes and slurred speech, and the defendant stated she left a bar where she had 8 to 10 drinks of tequila and was on the way to a concert. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 was reported on the HGN. The law enforcement officer notes that the defendant threw up during the HGN. The walk and turn was a 4 out of 8, and the one leg stand was a 3 out of 4. The defendant was ID'd by her Texas driver's license, and the defendant consented to a breath test yielding a .137 and a .123.
Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
License?
Check that.
Ms. Mendoza, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If you test positive, your bond will be revoked. You'll go into custody. You understand?
Yes.
You are not allowed to drive unless you have a Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. As long as you have those, you may continue to drive. Just don't use. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
It is also, Your Honor.
Great. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with them and they'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For now, we'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You'll get with Roxanne for your bond conditions and then you're free to go.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Judge, page 27, loyalty, come on up. All right.
Good morning, Mr. Royalty.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 24th, 2025, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a Shell gas station in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer observed the motor vehicle to have crash damaged and to be disabled and inoperable. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant sitting in the driver's seat. The law enforcement officer observed constricted pupils, slow speech, and unsteady balance. The defendant stated that he was driving his vehicle before the accident and that he does not know what he wrecked into. The defendant stated he did not know where he was coming from before the crash. The defendant stated he consumed 1 alcoholic beverage. He also stated that he inhaled nitrous oxide approximately 20 minutes before the crash. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 0 out of 6 was recorded on the HGN, a 3 out of 8 on the walk and turn, a 2 out of 4 on the one-leg stand. The law enforcement officer observed an empty bottle of vodka on the driver's side floorboard, an empty vodka bottle inside the center console, and a half-empty beer in the back seat. The law enforcement officer observed 3.3 liters of space gas containers of nitrous oxide and 14 1-liter nitrous oxide containers. The defendant is a registered owner of the motor vehicle. The defendant agreed to a breath test strip. However, the law enforcement officer notes that there was an interferent error and the breath test was unable to be collected. The law enforcement officer called for a drug recognition expert who completed an evaluation. The drug recognition expert stated the defendant is under the influence of cannabis and is unable to operate a motor vehicle safely. The defendant consented to a blood test and a sample was collected.
Okay. Mr. Royalty, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, and that includes nitrous oxide, whippets, anything of this nature. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you use, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Any priority DWIs?
No priority to
License?
eligible.
And you may continue to drive as long as you have a license and liability insurance in your name. If you don't have either, then you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can have you fill out an application. We'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you, how much money you have at the bank, what you do for a living, what kind of car you drive, how much money you have coming in, and I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. Deputy Miranda is going to give you the application. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box, sir. Sir, please.
Judge, that's it for now.
Okay. Mark Metz.
All right, bye.
What's the deal, Pickle?
We are here on Vanessa Torres. That's number the VA.
Torres is the last name? Okay,
We're waiting on some medical reports from the hospital, but that's not gonna, I don't think, make or break the case. He said that he just made an offer.
Are you happy?
The reset.
Are you happy with the offer?
I haven't even seen the offer. He just.
I
told
put it
me
in yesterday. It was a deferred, a classic, the T-Raz deferred.
So I just want some time to talk to him, and.
You're at 190 days old though, so it's time to make a decision. I'll give you a couple weeks, but
Yeah, that's.
your client's got to be here within the next 2 weeks to decide what we need to do. Okay? Okay, thanks, Mark. Man. Hi, Sarah, you ready?
Good morning.
Hi.
I'm here for Mr. Torres.
Have a
So I think there was confusion. No, I approached yesterday to move his VVR to today, and I never talked to Vic about it, and that's my mistake. So it's off docket. So I have the cause number if you'd like. 2509942. I also talked to the state, because we were set for today anyway, about the DWI application mitigation packet, and we've not heard back yet, so.
Where is he?
Right there.
Come up, Mr. Torres.
He's from the live stream out for his approach.
I'm just sending him for a drug test. I'm
Oh,
sending you for a drug test. The next time you fail the test, you will go to jail. Do you understand me? Okay, take a seat for me. Okay, we'll let you know the results.
okay. So we just sit on the, wait for the
He needs
reset.
to come back.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
I need your, Hold on, I might just. Hey, Sarah, can you leave me your cell phone and then I can text you that way you don't have to
I'm
wait?
happy to stay. That's okay.
No. Because you can always zoom in, you know?
Okay.
It's silly for you to wait. Okay, thanks. And then I'll let you know when you're back. Okay, counsel, come on. Yes, sir.
Richard Lott here for Ramon Jesus Delgado, Sears. RES.
I see it. Okay. Where are we?
I believe they, Haiti is looking for a reset. They need to talk to a witness.
It's 190 days old. I mean, Cole, where are we at?
Judge, I've been trying to get in contact with the material witness that was very adamant on scene with ID being confirmed, yet to be successful in getting in contact with her.
Okay, I'll give you one final week. That's it. It's 190 days old now. If you don't have it in a week, then move forward without the witness.
Absolutely. Thank
Okay,
you.
got it. Okay, take care. Mr. Sims.
Judge, I have a plea on Josue Bueno.
Okay, you mind bringing him up?
No, before we start.
Morning, Mr. Bueno. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge is going on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Next time you get pulled over, if you have any kind of funky smell, it's probably not going to go well for you because the first thing officers do, they look at your record. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, you can never change it. So you didn't want to do PTI.
Judge, we discussed it and he couldn't get the character letters together and
It's a damn shame, Mr. Bueno, you know, because I'm going to tell you, you had the ability to get this thing dismissed. Now you're pleading guilty to this. One day you're going to look back and say, why didn't I take the time to get it done? This will affect you for the rest of your life.
It's possible.
I'm not, no, you're now at 200 days. You've done nothing. No, you've had plenty of time to get it done, not on the day of when you're set to plead. The other thing is this, Mr. Bueno, I'm going to tell you that if you come back here with another DWI, it is a minimum of 30 days in jail for anything that you pick up. Not only that, if you continue to endanger the community, a second DWI, it's a $6,000 surcharge. So get ready. If you want to get lit, find another way, Uber, Lyft, whatever it may be. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
it's,
I'm going to find you guilty. I will send it to you to the agreement. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days, sir. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck.
would you be willing to waive the DPS fine?
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
I'm here for Francisco Hernandez.
Okay.
He's here for a bond violation.
Okay, come up, Mr. Hernandez. It's Hernandez.
Mr.
Roxanne, what were the rules?
Presumptive positive for chasing.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. I'm giving you a pass for 50 days from the time that we ordered you not to use. Don't use. Do you understand? So we ordered him not to use when? He's still testing positive. We ordered him not to use in January.
He tested positive on April 7th, Judge, or not, on April 14th, rather.
Okay, but he's still testing positive. He's still using when we ordered him not to use.
Yes, Judge, but I understand that THC can take up to 30 days to work out of urine, so there's no evidence that he's been using beyond the,
I ordered him not, let me see, hold on. I ordered him not to use in January. We are now,
yes, Judge, but there was, you've already addressed his drug use, that resulted in the positive result on the April 14th drug test. You addressed that by chastising him in court and issuing several additional bond conditions. There's been no evidence that there's been any additional drug use for the court to address.
if I tested him in early January, then I'm gonna have an issue. But if it's the first time I tested him was in April, then I'm gonna give him the 50 days from the first time that we tested. But if I tested him early on and he tested positive and I admonished him not to use and he's still testing positive, I'm gonna have an issue. I don't remember when the first time we tested him, so I'm gonna ask her. Roxanne, on Mr. Hernandez, when was the first time we tested him, please?
When he first tested positive for patient?
Yeah, when did we first test him?
Oh, it was March 11th of this year.
So March 11th was the first test and that was positive for,
Negative.
that was negative.
Yes, it was negative. And then on April 7th is when he was a no-show. And on April 14th, it was confirmed by lab that he was positive.
No, you're using. I'm sorry. I'm revoking your bond. You're going into custody.
I could just ask the court to, so, Mr. Hernandez's mother is out in the hallway. I'm certain that she's going to pay whatever the bond is. This, revoking the bond here will only have the effect of punishing, his mother who will have to pay the bond. And I'd also just ask the judge, you to consider that I understand that there may be evidence that he's used since he was ordered to not use. I understand that. But there's no evidence that he's using now or that he has used in the more than 2 weeks since the prior drug test.
We just tested him yesterday. He tested positive. He tested positive a week ago. I've ordered him not to use. I mean, if I don't, then I'm rewarding him for his behavior, Mr. Schlossberg. That doesn't make any sense. You know, I understand that it's punishing mom. These are the things that you need to consider when you're out there. I told you not to use, and you're now using. Goes with you. I'm sorry, Mr. Schlossberg. I can't just continue to let people go.
Judge, the drug test yesterday, it came back positive for THC because it was within 14 days of the previous drug test on the 14th.
He tested negative the first time we tested him, and now he tested positive for using marijuana. That's it. There's no, I mean, really. If I don't, I'm enabling the behavior, and that's it.
Yes, Judge. Maybe excuse me.
Please.
Judge, we have an arraignment that showed up a little late. Are you ready?
5001. Yeah, let's do it.
Page 15, Hines, come on up.
Good morning, Ms. Hines.
Good morning.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry, I'm having trouble loading it. Okay, here we go. On April 23rd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a suicide. Upon arrival, law enforcement officers found the defendant in the driver's seat of a U-Haul truck, slumped over the steering wheel. The law enforcement officer observed bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and unbalance from the defendant. The passenger, the co-defendant, was detained and a crack pipe fell out of the co-defendant's pocket. The law enforcement officers found foil with narcotics residue on the passenger seat of the vehicle. The defendant admitted to taking Xanax that morning, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. A 6 out of 6 was recorded on the HGN, a 2 out of 8 on the walk and turn, a 0 out of 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant consented to a blood test. A wheel witness stated they saw the U-Haul in motion, pull into the driveway of a house across the street, and then walked over to the U-Haul and saw the defendant in the driver's seat.
You said they did field sobriety tests? They take them to the station? What?
Yes, Your Honor. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. 6 out of 6 on the HGN, 2 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and a 0 out of 4 on the one-legged stand.
Blood test, breath test?
It was a consensual blood test.
Any prior to the eyes?
No, Your Honor.
Signs I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I don't know if you have a problem with drugs or alcohol. Now is the time for you to address it, because I'm telling you, if it becomes a problem while you're on bond, I'm going to address it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm ordering you not to use alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to test you, and I'm going to test you probably within a week. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do not use. If you have a problem, now is the time for you to do whatever you need to do to address it. You have the ability to hire a lawyer, man.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I need you to fill out an application for me, and I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I will have you go, oh, you said she has a valid license?
It is eligible.
Okay, you're also not allowed to drive unless you have valid liability insurance in your name, and that is also a condition of your bond. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. Deputy Miranda's gonna give you an application. I need you to fill it out for me. When you're done, you can bring it back to us and we'll take a look. Please. Roxanne, testing in a week, please. Mr. Alford, I saw your gentleman.
Yeah, I realized this morning I didn't CC everybody. I just sent you. It's Roger Byrne for the clerk as well. It's 2533384.
Did you get one done?
No, I just got the email yesterday. He's the old guy in Sarasota.
I remember.
Can I have him do that and send it to you from Florida?
ASAP.
You got it.
Like, Quest Diagnostic though, so we know it's legitimate.
West Diagnostics.
Right.
Do that and for the
So
Monday
just,
setting, you want me to push that back a little bit? If he fails, bring him in for bond forfeiture, or what would you like?
right, so have him get it done today.
Yes.
Then just bring us the result as soon as you can.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. Hopefully it's negative and then we'll just continue supervision. If it's dirty, then I don't know what we'll do. We'll have to bring it here. So,
This is I've been working and listening to guys.
yeah, I got it.
Done while he's over there, and then if we need to.
I understand. Okay,
So this bond forfeiture setting on Monday, can I move that a few days from?
I'm okay with that.
Thank you. Back.
Just let Victoria know.
Great.
But it has to be this week though, and I wanted to test today.
Okay, I'll do, as soon as I get in touch with them, I'll say go to Quest.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll touch base with you on the Saul meeting.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Slaughter.
Yes, Judge. If the court would allow it, Mr. Hernandez's mother is in the hallway and would like to address the court on his behalf.
I'm happy to do it.
Yes, Judge.
If you want to bring her up, I'm happy to do it.
He's on for Friday.
What's that? Yes. And I'm just doing the single. So the living salary. Come back. We just want to be.
So then you can about it. You want to take Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'll be one that you can, nothing back to. So go ahead. If the board.
Let me give her my little.
Thank you so much.
Could we just do a avoid fading of the viral moment here?
And again?
Just to avoid fading a viral moment here, would it be okay to from the left?
Mendoza? I'm not gonna do.
Should I go? I go to 410. It's not that late.
I just said this is the last piece to be a break function of the line.
No.
Okay, I have everything. Go ahead and have the first step and then we can go to Addison, is there anything? Yes.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Please.
Your Honor, I'm here on a plea this morning for Jose Traon.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you mind bringing them up? Good morning, Mr. Traon. You speak English, right?
Yes.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail, credit for the 2 days that you've done. You need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. The next time you get pulled over, you smell like alcohol or dope. An officer's going to see this DWI. It's probably not going to go well for you. So don't give them the ammunition. Don't get into a car, even if you've had a sip. Do you understand?
I understand.
Bring up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization, or give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, there's no change in this. Is this what you want to do?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Mr. Traconis, I want you to understand that from now on, what we're doing today, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail from now on if you ever pick up another DWI, not to mention a $6,000 surcharge that tacks on to you. And if you don't pay it every day or every $100 you owe, you sit 1 day in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, just if I may mention, I just wanted to notify the court that we will be applying for
Occupational? Okay. Sure. Okay, I understand that you're gonna have to, though, when you apply for an occupational license, you will have to do treatment. So, what we normally do is we have you do a TRAS, and then whatever the TRAS says is what you end up doing, and you have to get an interlock. So I don't know whether probation is something that you want, where I don't suspend your license, or whether you would just want to do this, because you're gonna undergo basically probation-esque terms regardless, if we give you an occupation, so. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, all right, good luck.
Judge, what do I do for you?
What does he do for a living? What do you do for a living?
Look, I'm dating voice technician.
What kind of money do you make a month?
Right now, I'm not looking at it, but, I want to say, no, I don't need to check my chest first. But,
So are you working or you're not working?
right now, I was working, not at this moment, but, we just finished the project, that's what. Thank you. Yeah.
So what, your project, and when's the next project start?
Hopefully by the May 6th.
Okay, and then how much money do you make a month when those projects start back
I would
up?
say about 1,000 a month. No,
Okay.
wait, not 1,000 a month, 1,000 a week, my bad, no, I'm sorry. Back in the math.
You win. Yeah. Right.
Court process will finish.
Yeah.
Mr. Felton, let's go ahead and get down to the first one. We could sworn and then we court process, okay? So
Okay.
that's the first one. Try to contact out this area. Just make sure you go there before you go to the others.
Oh.
I'm going to set up for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for being patient. Sorry. Okay, are you ready? Hi, Sarah.
He's back after his test.
What's it again?
Joe Torres, it's off doctor.
Okay. Roxanne,
Yes, sir. Calvin for the THC. All right, I'll
what was your call number again, Sarah?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. I'm sorry. This is on my phones.
Have the cause number handy, Roxanne?
Okay.
5099942.
Yes, 38
So I'm gonna give him another couple weeks. I hope he's not using, let him
No,
know.
he's not. My understanding is that he's been sober for like a little over a month, but he was a chronic user before, and so it's still just the remaining. Well, we've applied for PTI mitigation, like we've applied for the PTI, it's just we've not heard back.
Okay. I'm gonna set it for another couple weeks, like 3 weeks, if he tests positive.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. All right, so around the 50th, 55th day, we'll reset it to.
Can you like ask for an amount or like a specific, like the percentage or, I mean, I don't know.
No, he's just not he's supposed to be clean.
I understand that, but based on the information that I have, was like he was a chronic user for years and he's recently stopped. So my concern is that like it's not long enough to get us
So
all out of the
let's see what
system.
send it to the lab now so we can get levels. And then we'll see the
Yeah.
next time and see what the levels are.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, sir. Have fun. Hi, Eric.
Excuse me. Good morning, Judge. I have Guevara, first name Addison.
Okay.
She paid the DA fee this morning. She is getting the portable device today.
Okay.
So I have, today's Thursday, I know y'all don't do Friday, but that's Monday.
Okay, sure. Okay, hi, Mr. Cole.
Hello, how you doing, sir?
Good morning.
How you doing? I'm here on Mr. Jesse Espinoza. We're gonna do a PTI on him. We just got the restitution form today.
Oh, so old. Has everything been turned in? State on Espinoza?
Take a look on Espinoza here. So the PTI contract was sent, and the restitution invoice was sent over, but as defense said, it was today that it was done.
That you got it? That you sent it, I guess?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. How much is the restitution amount? And then do you guys want it all up front or do you pay as you go? Hey Blaze, with restitution on a DWI PTI, is it all up front or is it installments?
No, it's not.
What's
It has to be paid by the termination of the contract. I'm well aware of that.
Okay, great. All right, we'll send you off a week for you to get everything done, okay? The case is 250 days old.
I got you.
So let them know they've got a week to get everything done,
No problem, I sure.
okay? Got it.
Have a good day.
You too, take care.
Nice seeing you.
Okay, hi. Hi.
I have Mr. Martinez Naranjo on docket.
In custody or on bond?
He's on bond.
Okay,
We just got a new offer for time served at the videos that have 911.
more time?
Yes, Judge, I have to provide proof of his, the DDS 214, because he's a veteran, but ineligible for veteran court.
Is he on deferred?
He's not on deferred.
There was a deferred, but I guess maybe it's terminated. Okay. So you're at 176 days. You want a week or two?
Yes, Judge.
If that, he's got to be here. So
Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge. And so we're hoping that he'll take the offer by the next time he comes in to provide that proof. All right, thank you. Can I be excused? Thank you.
Hi, sir. Hey, what's new? Friday Eve, man.
Yeah, gotta plead.
Come to me, Serenity. Okay. Oh, you do? Okay.
Bianca Lopez, she's in custody,
Guys, do you mind? Bianca Lopez, please. Oh, okay, yeah. And then you want to sign now, we can get you to sign.
He already signed.
He did? Got it. Okay. Laura, you want to talk to me?
Yes, I have a plea on Mr. Addison.
Okay, I guess you want to bring them both? Addison and Lopez. Oh, wait, one's a lady though. Can they do that? Nathan, you want to talk?
Sure.
We're waiting on people. Well,
Is this Ms. Gooch's client?
no.
Is she Madison?
No, Miss Lopez, man.
I have two issues.
Come on, Trey.
This one will take long. This one will take long.
Did we do a TRAS on this? What did the TRAS say? Lopez. Page 44. We did do a TRAS. I mean, it doesn't even matter though, really, because she's got the delivery case upstairs, so anything that we wanted to do, it's.
It said, the recommendation was who
Hopefully they address it upstairs. We just can't because of the open case. Ma'am, you were charged with prostitution. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 51 days in jail with credit for the 17 days that you have done. You need to understand that this is going on your record and it's going to be there for the rest of your life. You need to understand that if you continue to pick these up, at some point they can hit you with a felony and you're looking at years instead of days. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. There's no changing this. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the office, ma'am?
Guilty.
The fine you guilty, I'm going to follow the agreement. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
No, I just want to discuss it robustly. Robustly, we're gonna have a robust discussion. Good, how are you? What? Yeah.
Why does this keep happening? Over and over and over. Why does this keep happening? How many cases did you have last year, Mr. Addison?
I have quite a few, sir.
Now, you pled on the 17th of December, and not 3 weeks later, you have now another criminal trespass. How do we stop this from happening?
You gonna need to leave Texas?
No, we don't want you to leave Texas, but we want this to stop happening. Why would I keep doing this?
Officers don't like me out there, man. They be harassing me. They beat me up. They assaulted me. They put me in the hospital. They tried to kill me.
So why go back?
What do you mean?
Why go back to the same location over and over if you know that they're gonna beat you up?
I'm in the state of Texas, not just this area. The state of Texas, the laws don't like me. The police don't like me, sir.
That's baloney because you're a likable guy. We all like you, Mr. Addison. You seem like a stand-up guy, you're nice, but you keep going back. Why would I keep doing this? You know, we hit you with the time served, we let you out, 2 weeks later you pick up a new case. And it's been like that for the last damn year. Where's your family? Who do you have in your life?
I don't have nobody in my life, sir. All my family is dead. My twin just died not too long ago.
You got no kids?
But they grown, yeah, but I can't find them.
Why not?
Because their mother hid them from me.
You ever tried to find them?
Yes,
How?
through the internet. Through the internet, sir.
I don't know, Lori. We're doing the same shit over and over and over. And last year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cases just last year. You pled at the end of December. January, you've got a new case. We let you out. You took off on us 2 more times. And the only reason we have you now is because you picked up an interference. And now we're doing the same thing over. I'm not going to do this. I'm done, Mr. Addison. I'm not going to continue to do this. Plead you to the time served in hopes that you're going to go out there and not do it. No, it's not going to happen. We need to figure something else out. Thank you. That's very sweet. But I'm not going to do this. We need to do what I'm going to do now, what's called a TRAS, to see how we go forward. because I don't know enough about you and what's going on in your life to figure out how we go forward so you stop picking up criminal cases. I told you that many moons ago that I'm gonna stop doing this, and now is the time. I'm not doing it, Mr. Addison. We will set this case for a TRAS. I'm gonna try to expedite to get it done as fast as we can. I'm done. What I'd like to do, and the hope is that somehow you, me, and Lori can figure out what kind of family you have in the United States so that we can get you somewhere where you stop getting in trouble. But it's not working what we're doing. And I'm not going to continue to, this is not a revolving door. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
That's what we're going to do. So Lori, I'm sorry, but let's set it for a TRAS and we'll come back next week. Do you mind expediting it? It's obviously, Friday is just too soon, but perhaps maybe Monday we can get the TRAS done? Yeah. All right. Mr. Beadle.
I've got two matters that I need to address the court with. One is not on docket today. It's Emma Lynch. She's still waiting. She's not in Hue yet. Like, I'm wondering if you could maybe make a call to the appropriate entity and say there was some sort of issue going on with the bond situation that kind of.
Do this. Tori's not here today.
I know.
Is she gonna be back tomorrow? Do you know? Is Tori back tomorrow?
But I did bring it up with this young lady. I'm sorry.
I know, but let me,
She's great. She's great. So she's aware.
I get it. Let me wait.
Saying that she's gonna be here unless she wants to go.
Okay, great. Can we talk about it tomorrow?
Sure, I'll come by tomorrow.
Then we'll see what we can do to try to expedite.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
The other one is on the docket today, and I think the chief is aware of it. It's Bill Jones. He's on the docket today. His appearance was waived.
Oh, okay.
He,
yeah,
he's great. He went into inpatient and he's out now, and I talked to him yesterday. He sounds amazing.
You have a device?
Yes, he still has the leg bracelet, et cetera. He's doing great.
All right.
So we're at the point now because we applied for PTI on him because he had a 38-year-old DWI, and they're apparently think that that's close enough in time, even though he's been to inpatient treatment, et cetera, to not give it to him.
Telling you that I've seen more denials now.
I know. I am well aware. I get told that everywhere I go. So we're at the point where I have asked the state for a time served offer as well as, but Judge, it's a 38-year-old. Okay, and a probation offer. But the reality is that we're probably going to try this case, but I would like all the offers on the table that I can go over everything with him, go over the videos with him, and him make an educated decision on what he wants to do exactly.
Offer whatever you want to offer. It doesn't matter to me what you're going to offer.
I honestly don't think a time serves in a pro because he's done inpatient. Probation's not gonna give him more tools that he doesn't already have.
I disagree with you. I think
So-
that it does. It will, because it keeps them under the nose. He knows that he has someone watching over him at all times, so he can't just, go out there and do whatever he wants to do.
But the next thing is a felony anyway if he does it.
Do we want him to graduate to a felony?
I don't think he's gonna be back. We've got a 38-year gap between arrests. 38 years from now, the man will be 104 probably. Do you know what I mean? I just don't see him coming back based upon his experience this time. He's at a completely different stage now, which I'm happy to say.
Time heals all wounds.
So all I'm asking for is a pretrial motion setting rather than set it for trial so that the chief and I can discuss.
Are we definitely going to set it?
I need to know what the offers are on the table for us to really go over it with them.
Yeah, it's also, I'll talk to you about it.
You guys know me. We've been friends long enough.
Dude, I just want to make sure you're aware the case is getting a little long.
It is. It's 177. So
we are
we'll give
getting-
you, I don't know, you want 2-3 weeks and then
That'll
come
be-
back and let us know.
That'll be.
Okay.
Judge.
Hunter.
Hey, Judge, here on Perkins. So I got an email yesterday. Apparently, she never had the application sent in. I've sent the mitigation, but they didn't have the application. That's been sent in today. I had her fill it out, send it in. So there we are. I don't know if we want to go ahead and preemptively set the TRAS.
No.
Okay.
Because we're seeing more denials than ever. Is there an accident in this case?
There is.
How high is the test?
0.153 to 0.157.
Okay, major or minor?
Major crash.
I don't know. I wouldn't. So let's set it a
He's
week.
young with no criminal history, so.
None of that. It's, I think the circumstances now are what ride, you know? I don't know. So, let's set it off a week, see what they can get it done in a week and we'll come back.
It should be done at this point, finally, Judge. It's like one of those cases that's just snake bit.
Hunter, if there's no decision in a week, I'll waive.
Okay.
But if there's a decision, then she needs to be here and then we'll send her for TRAS. If yes, if no, then
Because I was gonna have her not come today, but I needed her to fill out the app, so.
set if it didn't get.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge.
Craig. Mr. Stewart. Do you good?
I'm waiting on a date, Your Honor. Sorry.
He wants you to see his back where the police bruised him up and beat him up.
Well, why do you keep going back? You know, you know that you're gonna get a big, you know, when you go, it's not gonna end well, but yet you're going. It's like the forbidden apple, I guess, right? I'm not gonna,
I understand. I just had to relay the message.
yeah, tell him that more so, why do you go back?
Okay.
All right, Judge, we have an arraignment that showed up while we were,
Okay.
page 15. Heron, come on up. It's an arraignment, we need, PC.
Yeah.
For Heron, Herron.
Thank you, Mr. Troy.
Good morning, Mr. Is it Heron?
It's Heron.
Heron? Ms. Heron, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. This one was a 2B. On September 28th, 2024, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a family disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The caller reported she observed the couple arguing in a truck, children crying, and heard a loud bang as if someone got struck in the head. The law enforcement officer observed the truck with one functioning headlight, matching the description that was given him regarding the truck. The law enforcement officer observed a juvenile outside of the truck with red puffy eyes. The law enforcement officer made contact with defendant 1, Ms. Heron, and defendant 2. The defendant stated there was no altercation or arguments that occurred and that the law enforcement officer was talking to the wrong people and that they were okay. The law enforcement observed an odor of marijuana. The defendant's vehicle was sitting outside of a random residence at night, and the defendant stated the vehicle belonged to a friend.
Which defendant? Who?
I just said the defendant stated the vehicle belonged to a friend, and then there's defendant 1, which is referring to Ms. Heron for the next sentence. Ms. Heron refused to ID herself and stated she was going inside of the house. The law enforcement officer told defendant 1, Ms. Heron, to stay put until the conclusion of the domestic violence investigation. Defendant 2 exited the vehicle, stated, "No, I am not," when advised, and he was detained and pulled up his pants before getting in a bladed stance. The law enforcement officer grabbed the defendant 2's right wrist. Defendant 2 pulled away. The law enforcement officer grabbed defendant 2's shirt, telling him to stop as they fell to the ground. The defendant 1, Ms. Heron, pulled the law enforcement officer's arm and pushed the law enforcement officer's chest, preventing the law enforcement officer from restraining defendant 2. The law enforcement officer took out an electrical conducted weapon, told defendant 1 to get out of the way, Ms. Heron, and defendant one continued to refuse and push law enforcement officer's chest. Ms. Heron ID'd herself with her name and date of birth, which was confirmed with the Texas driver's license.
Ms. Heron, don't, now's not the time. You know, I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say, they're going to use it against you. You will have the opportunity to fight your case, just now's not the time. I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, ma'am?
I don't.
Okay, we can have you fill out an application. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you, how much money you make, what kind of job you have, and then we'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I see that the co-defendant in this case has a valid warrant for his arrest. I think that there's still a warrant open for his arrest. Also on a felony warrant as well. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the co-defendant in this case. Do you understand? If you do, I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. Do you understand? Okay. So Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then we'll have you take your seat at the jury box while you fill it out. Okay? Please. Can you file? Hey, if you can file no contact with the co-defendant, please.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Okay. Gilbert, you ready?
Hi, Judge.
Hey, what's new, man?
You should have a motion in your queue. It's a motion to substitute on Basilio Garcia. I should be finishing this felony case in about 2 weeks, and then
Are you in trial now?
this case should go away.
In trial now? What are you talking about? I should finish this felony case. Oh, for this guy?
Yes.
Oh,
He's on probation, another court is about to take time on it, and I think they're gonna file a motion to dismiss on it upstairs. So it's, but either way, we'll work the case down here.
is he here today?
No. Yes, just saying, we're bringing him in 2 days after he pleads. Next time we're in felony court.
Yeah, it's not an old case. I'll sign it and whatever you want. Do you want the same day as a felony?
No, 2 days later is fine, so that way we can find out where we're at.
Problem. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Judge. Good seeing you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you.
So do you mind, can you put it?
Yeah.
Got it? Okay.
It was just a motion to substitute, right, Judge?
Yeah. Oh, what happened with your thing? Are you done?
Resolved.
You did pled? Are you happy with it?
Yes, I want to get do the right.
Are we done? Yeah, but it's an empty courtroom.
No, but I've been reset. We're fair. I'm about to look. Joseph House.
It's so hot in here. What the hell, man?
It's hot here.
All right, waive to parents. All right, so you ready?
All right. Give me 1 second. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Hey, I have a judges meeting starting soon, so I mean, today.
Okay.
So I'll just leave and you can just reset whenever.
We don't have that many. Next, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Next is page 27, Salazar, second arraignment, Castillo, first time.
2501.
Page 30, Smith. Smith was on docket yesterday. We rolled him for today because he didn't show up. And so
Really?
he didn't show up.
Okay, so how many total is that for Mr. Smith? Hmm? That's at least 3, or if not 4. Know that there was another besides yesterday that the dude didn't show up. So, 10,003 on each. Okay, who's next? I'm never letting this one go. I'm not.
Page 34, Webster, federal arraignment house to appear, 3 bonds.
God, I was hoping you'd do well, you know? I thought he was in school and it happened. Okay, Webster, 10,003. Anyone else?
No, Judge, we're just waiting on the last financial application.
Okay, it's a little late, so if you want to like do maybe a week and then we can point her when they come back, you know,
Okay.
if she wants.
Oh, and Eldridge is in the back, Raymond's waiting on me.
Officer Goldsmith activated his emergency lights on the marked patrol vehicle and conducted a stop on the male. The subject provided Officer Goldsmith verbally with his name of Thomas Ray Hill with a date of birth of 4/16 of 1981. Dispatch filed the name through lien and SOS and advised there was no return. Officer Denson and Officer Porter, who were operating Flat Rock Police Department fully marked patrol vehicle 17-1 and wearing Flat Rock PD Class B uniforms with a silver badge on the left chest and Flat Rock police patches on each shoulder, arrived on scene to assist. As Officer Porter and Officer Denson pulled up to Officer Goldsmith's location, the white male subject fled southbound on foot. Officer Goldsmith immediately chased the subject on foot as well. Officer Porter and Officer Denson exited their patrol vehicle and also began to chase the white male subject on foot. The subject ran into the east side of the Tim Hortons parking lot located at 27035 Telegraph Road in the city of Flat Rock. Officer Goldsmith then caught up with the subject who was still on foot. As he attempted to restrain the subject, both he and the white male fell to the ground. Officer Porter and Officer Denson then arrived and began to physically restrain the subject. The male subject continuously and actively resisted all officers and refused to put his hands behind his back. The subject broke free of Officer Porter's grip, at which time Officer Goldsmith applied 3 open hand palm strikes using his right hand to the subject's face. Officers were then able to regain control and physically place the subject's hands behind his back, placing him in handcuffs and under arrest at that time. After the white male subject was in custody, he advised officers of his name, which was Michael John Buzzik, with a date of birth of 4/16/1981. Dispatch filed this name through lien and SOS and observed 2 active felony warrants out for his arrest. Based upon the officer's investigation on 4/30/2025, I forwarded this case to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for reviewing the possible charges which you see in front of you. And Your Honor, I can stipulate to the 3 priors, making this a 4th offense habitual offender's notice for the out of the 3rd Circuit Court, where Mr. Buzzik pled guilty on 7/1/2014 for home invasion in the 2nd degree. Also another conviction for home invasion in the 2nd degree out of the 3rd Circuit Court, where he pled guilty on 11/9/2016. And then a later conviction where he pled no contest to possession of methamphetamine with the 38th Circuit Court on 5/10/2024, once again making this a 4th offense habitual offender's notice.
Based on your sworn testimony, the crimes of assault, resisting, obstructing officer, 3 counts committed, there's probable cause to believe those crimes were committed by the defendant, also that the defendant has prior to the 4th offense notice. Sir, Mr. Buzzik,
Let me grab him for you, Your Honor.
Sure.
You go in this seat in front of the screen, okay?
Sir, your name?
Michael John Buzzik.
Counsel.
Good morning, Judge. Attorney Corey West, on behalf of Mr. Buzzik. At this time, formal reading.
I'm going to advise you of your rights, Mr. Buzzik. You have the right to remain silent. You do not have to say, you say something in or out of court, whether orally or in writing, it can be used against you. You have the right to be represented by a lawyer not only today, but at all subsequent court proceedings. And if at any time you choose to submit to questioning with law enforcement officials, you have the right to be represented by a lawyer at that questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we're going to set these for a probable cause conference. At the probable cause conference, your lawyer will discuss these cases with the prosecution. And if it proceeds to a preliminary examination as to each one of these counts, the people have to show that the crime was committed and that you were the one who probably committed the crime. If they prove that, you'll be bound over for further proceedings to the circuit court. If they fail to prove that, then the cases would be dismissed as to any one count that they failed to prove that as to. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you could, I'm just telling you could get up to 15 years on each of these counts if you were convicted of these, if it's proven you had the three prior felony convictions. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Bond.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like you to know that Mr. Buzzik currently is residing in Monroe. He is gainfully employed full-time at Roush, located now in Park. He just started working there roughly a month ago, so as you can imagine, he does need to get back to work as soon as he can. After speaking with Mr. Buzzik, he did assure me he would be appearing at all future court dates and understands the importance of doing so. I would just ask that all that be taken into account in assessing the bond.
He had 2 felony warrants, right?
I'm just about that.
Is that right? I heard you correctly, right, Lieutenant?
Yes, Your Honor. He currently has 2 felony warrants. One is a $75,000 cash or surety bond with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. That's for possession of methamphetamine, and that was entered into lien on December 18th of 2024. His second warrant is somewhat similar to this case in regards to evading police. It's a no bond, flee and elude in the 3rd degree. That's also out of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And that was entered January 15th of this year, 2025.
It's hard for me to believe that you're going to show up on these when you didn't show up on those.
Your Honor, I'm trying this taken care of, and
hang on.
I want to go right from here to go see my probation officer. I want to get into a rehab. I'm finally onto a.
Shouldn't say anything. 15,000, 10%. That's the best I'm going to do. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate any law or ordinance. No contact with prosecution witnesses or officers Goldsmith, Porter, or Denson except through your lawyer. So you cannot talk to them except through your lawyer or in the process of the processing of the case, obviously, but otherwise no contact. You cannot leave the state without consent or violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. Your probable cause conference will be in front of Judge Hessen. That will be May the 13th at 10:15 a.m. And then the exam will be May the 20th at 11:30 a.m. Any questions, sir?
How much is bond again?
You have to post $1,500 to secure your.
Or 10%?
You have to post $1,500 to secure your release. I said 15,000, 10%.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
You too. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Morning, Mr. Biddle.
Morning, Your Honor.
How are you?
Good. Yourself?
You're smiling. You must be in a good mood.
I'm always in a good mood when I'm down here.
Right. Why wouldn't you be? Yeah, you can hand that right to her. Thanks. Hubbard. Jessica Ann Hubbard. This is file 24R513963. What's your name, ma'am?
Jessica Hubard.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. So since you were in court and you were sentenced by a judge in my absence back on January the 9th, Just 8 hours community service, no alcohol, no or chemical testing, 275. Since then, have you been arrested?
No,
Any new charges?
no,
Any contact with the police?
no. Never will.
This caused you to learn a lesson, huh?
Yeah, my
Case-
first and only time, never again.
Well, that's good. Case dismissed, motion to the prosecutor. You're all set. Wish you well. Good luck. You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, stay seated, please.
Court is back in session.
Okay, I'm gonna take Mr. Carmen with Fernandez here in a minute, but I'm gonna take this one first. Hey.
Is that your desk?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I know. Give me a minute.
Brandon Lee Robinson, 244-244-054. Ma'am, you can step forward here, please.
Good morning, Judge. Nice to get here on behalf of Mr. Robinson, who appears at my left. Mr. Robinson, your name for the record. Brandon Robinson.
Ma'am, go right over to that is a microphone. I'm gonna ask you to stand right there and tell me your name.
Lauren Eisenstein.
Can you just, I think it'll work easier if you,
Stand behind it.
yeah, not like that, just, hang on, don't face that TV, you're good, okay. All right, so your client pled guilty to disorderly, it was reduced to disorderly from telephone harassment. And he was referred for a pre-sentence report.
Correct.
Have you had an opportunity to review the report with him, and are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
We have had a chance to review it, Judge. We have no correction, additions, or deletions at this time.
You can throw your gum in that garbage can, please, sir. Anything you would like to say on his behalf?
Judge, just that Mr. Robinson is 40 years old, Judge. He is federally employed. Although he does admit that he had made some mistakes earlier in life, Judge, he's paid the price for them. He's finally in a place where he's getting his life on track, Judge. He's got steady employment. He's going to see an apartment tomorrow. So he's getting to a place where he's going to be able to be a functioning member of society and contributing member of society, Judge. We'd ask the court to not sentence Mr. Robinson to jail as recommended, but to rather put him on probation. I've discussed the probation and what it may entail. Obviously, also all based on what the court is looking to sentence him on. He's willing and able to follow through with any conditions that the court places on him. He does admit that he made a mistake, Judge, and he is absolutely sorry for that. And he understands that what he did was wrong. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Anything you would like to say?
Just that I know word really can't, solve anything. Just I apologize. Like I know regardless of the situation, no matter what happened, I should have still had the right mind. But I take responsibility. Like, I am doing good stuff that happened to me. I am looking at a place I have full-time employment. Like I think despite what's happened, I'm just going to listen. And I don't want it to mess up my own jail for this.
Judge, I would also add that Mr. Robinson was previously sentenced to jail for fleeing and eluding. He did do 2.5 years. He was out on parole for a year, but as a result of this current charge, he did do another 90 days incarceration. He was just released on March 8th.
He did 90 days on the parole violation?
Yes, sir.
It is closed out. It is messing me out on
They violated his parole on December 19th, and he was incarcerated until March 8th as a result of this conviction.
Do you have proof of that?
Yeah, I didn't know I had to bring it, but I had all the paperwork stating that when I went to prison. They just maxed me out. I got sent to 18 months, 3 years, and they just maxed me out the rest of the 90 days that I went down parole.
Lisa, is there a way you can check into that somehow on the computer?
Where was he at? What jail?
I was in Carson City Correctional Facility in Jackson, quarantine. Started in Jackson and went home to Carson City.
I can try.
Ma'am, would you like to say something?
No.
Are you sure? I just want to make sure before I go on. If you need to take a break or something, I have no problem.
This is my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter. What would have happened if she wasn't smart enough? And what would have happened if the subpoena to Snapchat showed everything that was deleted?
Can you tell me, because the Snapchat deletes, right? Can you tell me whether you saw any of these images at any time, ma'am?
The only thing I see was her trying to take a screenshot of a comment on one of her pictures with the heart eyes and fire emoji. And then there was the picture of her in her bikini that was taken from another phone, sent to someone, another male's phone. You know, and
Go ahead.
it's on record, they showed me it all, you know, and I try giving people the benefit of a doubt. I've known Brandon since I was a kid, you know, and I knew he did some time. You know, I think people deserve second chances and they get better and learn and grow from their mistakes, you know, so I had the wrong judgment. I was wrong. I mean, I'm sure that it was a mistake. I don't know, but I guess my concern is what would have happened if my daughter wasn't as smart as she is and let herself get manipulated more, you know?
Judge, if I may, not to contradict what was just said, but I don't believe that there was any message, as far as pictures, I don't know that there was any pictures received back and forth. I believe it was just requests, but nothing was actually followed through.
He was asking a 15-year-old girl to send inappropriate.
Absolutely, Judge, and he does admit, and he does admit that that was wrong. He understands that that's wrong. I was just trying to clear the record, say that there was no actual pictures that were sent back and forth as far as Snapchat.
I can sit here and tell you that when this kind of thing happens, I'm not saying always, I'm not saying the great majority of the time, but I am saying this often leads to other things occurring. He's a sex offender, he's a registered sex offender. Your record, sir, obviously we've failed you. Criminal justice system has failed you. Because you keep doing the same things over and over. We got 03 ordinance violation, 04 possession of an analog, larceny from the person 05, larceny from the person 06, CSC 408, being a vehicle with damage to intent, impaired driving 18. Possession of cocaine, heroin, or another narcotic and operating while intoxicated in the Third Circuit Court, which tells me they charge that, maybe not. I won't make that assumption. I'm not saying he was convicted of a felony there. No contest to domestic violence in 21. Plea and elude fourth in 22. And now we have this. I don't know what to say. I can't even really get upset about it. It's so disgusting to me that just disgusting. I don't blame you in the least, ma'am. I don't blame you in the least for being upset. $500 costs, 500 fines, 200 costs, 75 victims' right fee, $50 justice assessment, 8 1/4 in 60 days. You'll serve 30 more if you don't pay your fines and costs. I'll let you pay those at the rate of $50 per week. I'll begin this starting August the 1st. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. If this conviction was anything worse, you'd be getting a lot more time than me. You need to stay away from young kids. You understand me, Mr. Robinson? Yep. Have a seat. Ma'am, I'm sorry. You're free.
I'm sorry?
You're free to go if you want. Do you have any questions or anything?
No, thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Gwendolyn Watson. And then I'm going to take that Fernandez case. If we don't have it down here, can I have it, please? Gwendolyn Ray Watson, 25R250080. That's going to be next.
One more in front of you.
Why don't you go deal with whatever you do? I want to take this case over here. I need Mr. Carmen. Lisa, can you have somebody, come on up, ma'am. Ma'am, you can come right up. Come on. You can come right up here. And I'll get rid of this one. So this is 25R250080. I need Mr. Carmen in here on this case. Ma'am, your name?
Gwendolyn Ray Watson.
How are you? You all right?
Do you remember that I had fallen and had a brain injury?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Actually, I was diagnosed with a closed head concussion, and I now have a memory deficit and a speech impediment.
I'm sorry.
And I was in the courtroom the day after that happened.
Well, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Okay.
Okay? Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got?
I do.
Since I sentenced you on this on February 20, have you been arrested?
No.
Have you had any contact with the police for any reason?
I was in an auto accident.
Okay, were you charged with any criminal offense?
No.
And that all happened since you were in front of me on February 20? Yes?
Yes.
Do you have any other charges pending?
No.
Case dismissed, motion to prosecutor. Ma'am, you're all set. I wish you well. We're gonna get, good luck. We'll send you the discharge. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Sophia Marie Larabe, 25R514074. Good morning, Mr. Needy. Your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Will Hickey Pete 1520 on behalf of Miss Larrabee. I am standing in for the attorney of record, who is my father. We do Miss Larrabee would be taking a civil infraction of impeding. The original charge would be dismissed. We'd just be asking for 2 weeks to pay, Your Honor.
All right, and you're authorized to enter this plea, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
That charge on her behalf impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible, Your Honor.
Please accepted. 160 is the total. What'd you say you need, a week?
Just 2 weeks if possible, Your Honor.
Yeah, we'll make it the 15th, okay? Have
Thank
a
you,
good
Your
day.
Honor.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.
Can I have Dwight Stephen Johnson in here? Do I have him here? Do you have a lawyer, sir?
It was the guy who was just in here.
Andrew Heron. Have a seat 1 second. Andrew Heron. Come on up here, young man. 25R514022. Your name?
Andrew Heron.
You look scared.
All right.
I don't want you to be scared.
Been in court before.
You've never been in a court before? What do you think of it so far?
It's nice in here.
It's nice in here. You go in the back where the lockup is, you think this is, I'm just kidding. All right, you're gonna plead the civil infraction, fair to attach and display a plate, right?
Yes, sir.
Responsible or not responsible to that?
Responsible.
All right, the improper plate's dismissed. 115, I'll make it 115. You go down in the hall and take care of that, you're all set. Best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Folks, as soon as we get Mr. Carmen in here and Fernandez, I'm gonna call your case, okay? I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. Who do we have here?
Tony is actually. Are you talking to me? Sorry.
Me? Yeah.
Tony is Judge Hessen's court appointed, so I'm trying to track him down.
I know. Who? I know.
And that is Mr. Melton, and Miss Patillo has that. They just came out of a breakout room.
Miss Melton.
Where's Ms. Patillo now?
I'm not sure.
Ms. Patillo, you're in their building, right? I can't.
Yes, Judge, I'm here in the building.
Why don't you come into the courtroom here and I'll call you the case, okay?
Okay, I'll be in there just a second.
Who do I have, Lisa, with Ms. Patillo? I don't have a Melton file, I don't believe.
She has the file, Judge. She's doing overflow today, so she handled that one for us.
And Your Honor, it's Bobby Nicole Melton, or Melton.
Okay. Let me get that one and I'll get you out of here, okay?
Thank you.
Farnsworth. Do I have Michael Farnsworth here?
What's that?
People against Michael Paul Farnsworth, 25R514104A. All right, sir, your name?
Michael Farnsworth.
All right, so you're charged with driving on a suspended. You have the right to a lawyer. If you want one, I'll give you one. Do you want one? Okay, you go out in the hallway. We'll set you up with a lawyer, and you're gonna come back in front of me. This is okay. All right. Where did she go? Can you tell, Ms. Patillo? I thought Ms. Patillo was coming in here.
Are these all done? Except for
Yes, this one has to go to a lawyer. I don't know what happened with the rest of them. I don't know what to do with Mr. Carmen.
He might be in front of Judge Hessen. I had Will go look for him.
Okay, for a second.
What? I thought you,
Judge, maybe she's getting this tip from the prosecutor. It's her first day, first time here.
I got it.
Deep breath.
In other words, so Judge, be patient, right?
Yes, yes.
I just, I want to get her out of there for the good deputy here so they can get somebody else in there. That's the issue with that one. Deputy, what do you got? 2 days left?
Your Honor, after this business day, I have a wake up. Tomorrow's it.
Wow. Tomorrow's the last day or today's the last day?
Well, I'm in uniform, it's tomorrow. So I'm burning my vacation time and everything. So technically, May 30th is I was going to say out date, basically, but it's like my last day on paper, but tomorrow's my last day in uniform.
Well, I got to tell you, I wish you well. I wish you well. I really do. You're a good man and you've been a real help, and I don't find a lot like you. So I sincerely wish you the best of luck, really. And congratulations on your retirement. You've been a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm going to get, it's too bad that you're leaving, but it's going to take more than one to replace you, I think.
Your Honor, you can always tell the Marines, very devoted to you and to our uniform. So you'll always find that in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, that's probably the attachment. My dad always he had me sing, I don't know if I ever told you this, he had me walking up and down the street when I was 6 singing Halls of Montezuma with his major hat on. I mean, it was.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, we had a bunch of good kids where I grew up, and we had a lot of fun. And yeah.
Well, nobody messed with you because if they knew your dad was a Marine, they didn't mess with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to go on. Fernandez, come on back in here. Let's do that one, Tony. Derek Tan, Bell to Fernandez, 25W707530. Mr. and Mrs. Fernandez, come on up here, please. Come on up, young man. I started this sentencing before, and I got all the way to the end. You can come up here, sir and ma'am, right up to that microphone. That's a microphone. One of you can go in the jury box. It pulls out. Go right in there, sir, please. Inside. Go in the jury box. Inside. Okay. And it came out that he was residing there at 24512 Charles. Sir, what's your name? And your name?
My name is Eileen Fernandez.
So it came out at the end he was violating my order. Your name, sir?
Fernandez.
Carmen?
Michael A. Carter, P73824, on behalf of the defendant.
If you folks want him back, I am not going to stand in the way. I can't have people violating my orders. I'm going to let it go. I don't want to make a big issue of this. This is sad. It really is. I mean, it's sad. Dad and son. It's sad. Sad, sad, sad. Very sad. And I hope you feel like you want to turn your life around. And I hope you're willing to forgive him, sir. We have disputes, parents, children. I don't go for the assaultive nature of these, but we're not your enemy here. We want to do what's best for your son and best for your family. And if the two of you tell me, Judge, I want him to come back, I'm going to let him go back, even though he violated my order. I'm not even going to do a thing about it. This is a little different. So do you want him back, Mrs. Fernandez?
Yeah, of course.
Sir, do you?
Yes.
Because you put that item in here, and I'm not going to have him sign that. I'm not going to be a party to that, okay? Kids will make mistakes, right? You're going to work harder, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I told him before, I don't want to belabor this. I'm going to take away the not to enter So you can go back to the Charles Street address. I'm not gonna order you not to have contact with your dad. I'm gonna say no assaultive, abusive, or intimidating behavior towards your dad. So this is what we're left with. 12 months probation, $665 in fines and costs, including everything. You pay $50 by June 1, then 50 per month beginning July the 1st. Okay? Psychological evaluation, mental health treatment if recommended. The best domestic violence weekend program, obtain and maintain employment, provide proof, no contact, no assaultive, abuse, or intimidating behavior toward the victim. Jude Fernandez. You're not to possess firearms. You're not to possess dangerous weapons, okay? You're gonna do three days of community service by July 1. We're gonna give you a review hearing date. Lisa, give me that, please. And I'm gonna get you out of here. You're gonna meet with probation. I wish you well, folks. Okay? We're not your enemy here, ma'am. I felt bad. You were at that court to school. I thought you were gonna start crying and everything else, and we're not your enemy. I mean, I'm disappointed he violated my order, but under the circumstances, I'm just a bully if I do anything about that, okay? So I'm gonna let it go. And we're gonna hope that this family unit can stay together and respect one another and love one another. You know, young man, you don't know how long your dad's gonna be alive. I'm just saying, my father died 39 years ago, almost to the day. And it's a sad deal. We don't want that. You guys never know how long you're gonna have your loved ones around. Lisa, please give me a review hearing date.
April 21st of 26 at 9 o'clock.
April 21 of 26 at 9 o'clock. I sincerely wish you well, sir. Okay? All right. Best of luck to you. Thank you. Can I have that? Do we have that? No. Okay, that's it. You're all free to go. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
You, ma'am?
No, he has some.
I know. And that's okay. And we don't need to.
We forgive, but
we
don't want to live in fear.
I know. And you're going to go to treatment. You have to go to treatment.
I've been treated.
Pardon?
I've already done treatment.
Well, you're going to do it again. Pardon? I want you to continue mental health treatment. Okay? We want to make sure this kind of thing never happens again. All right? Don't get so angry. Right?
Yes.
You got awful angry. Don't get so angry. I'm not saying you got with me, but you did with your dad. Right? So let's make sure this doesn't happen again. All right? I understand more than you think. Okay? I wish you guys well. I really do. Good luck.
Thank you. Your Honor, just to clarify, you said that there was going to be.
We're not going to have a hearing anymore next Tuesday.
Just want to.
Yeah, I got it.
Record, make sure my client understands.
Yeah, there's no hearing. We've taken care of that right now here, okay? Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good day, sir. Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, stay seated again, please. Okay. I need to get my reporter down here. Where is, do you have a file?
I gave it to the court officer.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Just give me 1 second, okay?
Yep.
Good to have you here, by the way.
You guys are just as busy. I usually do house counsel and the circuit. It's just as busy.
This is property days.
Is it?
Usually Wednesdays and Tuesdays are the bigger days.
Okay.
Do you, she said she gave the file to John, I think he's probably down there, Bobby Melton. Now, right for you?
He's right.
Okay, go on record. Come on up, Ms. Patillo. People against Bobby Melton, file number 21F235006. Good morning, your appearance?
Good morning, Judge Deanna Patillo, P82378 on behalf of Ms. Bobby Melton. Ms. Melton, can you state your full name for the court?
Bobby Nicole Melton.
All right, so this is going to be a plea to possession of drug paraphernalia with the understanding that the original charge of controlled substance violation will be dismissed, true?
Correct.
Yes.
Is that what you want to do, ma'am?
Yes.
If you plead to that drug paraphernalia, the possible penalties on that are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I mean,
You're presumed innocent. They have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The right to remain silent, right to a trial by court or jury, right to question your own witnesses, right to bring in your own, the right to use the subpoena powers of the court to bring in those witnesses. If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights. We're not going to have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
All right. To the charge possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you in the city of Flat Rock, County of Wayne on April 19 of 2021 at 8:10 in the morning on Telegraph near Law?
Yes, sir.
And what did you do? You had possession of some kind of drug paraphernalia, true?
Yes.
What did you have?
A cellophane.
I'm sorry?
A cellophane.
And you used that for what purpose?
Gabapentin.
Okay. Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Accept your plea. I'm going to dismiss the drug charge.
Thank you.
How old is she?
I just want to get home to my kid, man.
Well, Ms. Melton, listen to me.
Yes, sir.
You live in Flat Rock, right?
Yes.
Do you mind if I ask you why you hadn't been here for 4 years?
I wasn't living in Flat Rock. We just moved back out there a year ago.
All right, where were you living? Tell me you were
Taylor, on the streets.
Where?
I was homeless and on the streets.
Judge, if I could just add a couple of things. She is employed as seasonal at Honey Baked Ham. She does have a 13-year-old child that she's trying to get back to. She's trying to get her life in order. She has an intake number for Sacred Heart, or a reference number, I apologize, for access to set up her intake interview. So she does realize that there's a problem and she is addressing it.
Is she married? Have a husband, boyfriend, anything?
No, just
No.
Is the father in the child's life? How are you eating? And by the way, who is we moving back to Flat Rock then?
Me and my father. My father.
You live with your father? Where did you live before that?
On the street.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't live on the street for 4 years, right?
On and off. Yeah, I go to ChristNet as well. I don't know if you know what that is, in Taylor. I was staying in Taylor. On and off.
You know,
It's been a long.
What?
It's been a lot. I've been on and off. We lived in Taylor. Me and my father lived in Taylor before this, prior to this.
Well, you just told me you were on the street. I'm not quite getting the whole thing.
So he
How
keeps
long
me
did
up.
you live with your father in Taylor?
How long? I lived in Taylor for 10 years.
Ma'am, you said you just moved to Flat Rock, right?
Like, yes.
You said you were homeless for the last few years, right?
On and off, yeah. I've been jumping from couch to couch at that.
So basically you were living in Taylor with your dad before you and your dad moved to Flat Rock. Is that true or false?
Yeah.
Then why are you telling me you were homeless?
Because it's on and off. I'm bouncing from couch to couch. It's almost, I don't know. We just maybe see homeless as different. I don't know.
Bouncing from couch to couch, I consider homeless medium. I don't know if that's
What kind of drugs, what other drugs are you into?
me.
No, the guy behind the door. What I'm talking to.
No, I was on methamphetamine.
Meth?
I was, yeah.
And you stopped when you got picked up on this charge and sent to
No,
field with a 4,010% bond, right? Right? Well, when did you stop?
I've been doing this on and off for quite some time. I've been trying to get some help.
Ma'am, sit up and talk to me. You just got done telling me, and your lawyer just got done telling me that you want to go to treatment.
And that's what I'm doing, yes.
What drugs are you into? Now you're telling me I'm not really into meth anymore. What are you into?
Nothing. I don't want to be into anything anymore. I just want to get right.
Then why would you go into treatment if you're not using drugs anymore? Listen to me. I don't want to hear a bunch of nonsense right now. Please just tell me what you're into and don't lie to me or I'm going to keep you there for the next 3 months.
Okay.
What kind of drugs are you using? Now answer me once and for all truthfully. Are you listening to me or what are you doing?
Are you asking right now? Am I using? Are you asking if I'm actively using or no? Because obviously I'm not. But I was doing meth. I'm not actively using right now.
I know you haven't been for a week because you're in custody. Before that, what were you using?
Meth.
All right. You just got done telling me you weren't using meth. You're really confusing me, and I'm not easily.
I'm sorry. I have severe anxiety. Sorry.
You what?
Severe anxiety. Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with her? You tell me what I'm supposed to do with her. Does she have insurance that would cover her in treatment?
She's indicating yes.
You do?
Yes.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have probation interview you right now. We're going to try to get you into treatment. Problem is you're going to be stuck there a few days until I can sentence you. I'm going to have them do a screening. I'm going to help you. We're going to get you into treatment. But you can't be going back and forth and lying to me like this, okay? What day can I get Ms. Patillo here? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah. You say you usually leave the L slide, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I know. What is it really? Is it Patillo?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to do a screening and assessment with probation. Lisa, when you come over there, have them,
Judge,
tell
they
them.
have a contact over there that they email to.
What's that?
They have a contact over there at the jail that they do screenings through.
Okay, but I want them to know that what my plan is to have them find out all the insurance information so I can get her into treatment, okay?
Okay.
Now, what's the earliest day I can sentence with you, Ms. Patillo? I mean, how should I do this, Lisa? She's not here again for a couple of weeks. I don't want to leave this young lady in there.
She'll be here Wednesday for your Brownstown docket.
All right, that's when I'm going to sentence you. Just relax. We're going to help you. And we're going to put this on May. So that's the 7th, right?
Yes.
And we'll do this at 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, young lady? So just hang in there. We're going to get you some help. But you can't be giving me the runaround here. You got to get yourself better. You got a child, right?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, that's enough to live for right there, right?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you next week. I promise y'all I'm going to help you. But you gotta help me help you though. You can't say, oh, this and that. I've gone on math.
No, yeah.
I've heard every story there is. I wish everybody understood that. Good luck. Hunter Cole Lindquist. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
24F 241741. Hi there, Mr. Lindquist. Your name? You posted your bond, right?
Yeah.
Is it in your name? Yes, it is. Why'd you play fugitive on this like this? Why don't you come in and talk to us?
I don't live around here.
Where do you live?
Toledo.
All right, well, it's not that far. It's 40 minutes and you could have zoomed.
It's like an hour.
All right, you could have zoomed. You can't ignore courts. When you were here getting your ticket, you got here though, did you? Back in March of 24, what were you doing here then? Tell me.
I was just riding around. I don't know.
Riding around. You can ride around from Toledo to Flat Rock back in March of 24, but all of a sudden when you got to get to court, you make it sound like you're driving to.
I just don't go up here often. I kind of forgot about it.
Kind of forgot about it. Title of my book, what's it going to be, John? Don't tell the judge I forgot.
Right.
I'm going to give you, Lisa, we're going to go ahead and apply the bond. Apply bond. Case closed. Okay?
Okay.
Listen, your record seems thick. I'm not going to look at it now. Seems like there's a lot going on here.
It's not too bad.
Sometimes people's definition of it's not too bad is a lot different than my interpretation of what it's not too bad means.
Nothing in Wayne County.
You think I'm supposed to feel better that you got it in Monroe or in Ohio or in Oakland or Macomb? Good luck. Go sign your bond over. Take care. England. Christopher William England. Is this yours? 25F 255471A and B.